And we are about to go live. And we're live. All right, let's do this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another digital hangout. Today, I have a special guest. With us is Manuel Suarez, all the way from Clearwater here in Florida, which is about a 4-hour drive, I just learned. And Manuel has been now a two-time speaker at the biggest chatbot marketing conference put together by ManyChat. Welcome, Manuel. Thank you for hanging out with us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I was at the conference last year, and I was among the audience. And when I saw your presentation, man, I saw so much content being thrown at me from the stage because you speak really fast, just like I do. We vibrate similar frequencies, and that just caught my attention because you just came out with a lot of fire, and all the content that you presented was very, very rich. What is the difference between the content that you presented last year to what you're about to present in a couple of days?
Wow. Danny, do you think that some things have changed since 2019? to say,
a couple of things
to say
here
the
and there,
least,
yeah.
and we live in a different world right now. Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. The word marketing, man, it's such a fast moving world. You got to keep on figure out how to stay ahead of the game, and if you don't, competition is going to so in the world of ManyChat. We had the honor, and you know about this already, Danny, of winning the top performing agency in 20.
That's right.
My team has they've done a great job doing some quality work in the ManyChat platform. But the main thing that has happened in 2020 for us is that we have put together strategy. And I always learn, Danny, with having my mentor for many, many years, and other smart businessmen on the way, that you don't win the game of business with individual strategies, with individual campaigns. You win it with a strategy, an overall strategy that you can actually utilize that over a particular niche market, and you accomplish some greatness. And it's all about strategy. You got to have the strategy. I mean, if you don't have a strategy in place, the micro details, they fall apart. So I'm very into giving people a strategy that works. Personally, Danny, I'm very into people and spreading the word about what we do. There's a lot of people that talk. There's a lot of people that walk, and I'm a walker myself. So I like to get implemented, get some results, and then and only then I talk about it. So whatever I talk about on stage in this ManyChat 2020 conversation stage, it's coming from wild, incredible success that I've had, because in 2020, Danny, I have had more success as a marketer than ever in my 10-year marketing career. It's been a very special year. So it's hard to say that it's been a great year, because boy, has it been an intense one. But business-wise, I have taken advantage of an opportunity, and I have been able to get my message and the message of many brands that I manage in front of millions of people, and make things very profitable for myself and organizations that I work with every day. It's been a very special year. So in my presentation, I detailed the strategy that I've been using to explode, to generate millions of subscribers, to get attention, and what's practical in the ManyChat world. 1 year, 2019 to 2020, October, it's like a whole new world. Whatever I talk to you guys on stage, there's a lot of basic foundation things that are still very practical, content creation, things that I talked about on stage. But the details of the strategy, it's something that I've never covered before on a stage. And it's all revolving around ManyChat and how to create a system for growth that you can rinse and repeat across any brand, no matter what niche market you may be in.
I love it, and that's exactly why I wanted to bring you on this chat, because you covered so many things that a lot of other speakers don't, and or people in the industry may not. So that is strategy, because a lot of us get seduced by automation and by results and by maybe personal experiences that someone else may have, and they just put it into a course, but that's not duplicatable, right? Those some of these phenomenon experiences are not duplicatable, and people are in a way putting it out in the marketplace as courses that could be duplicatable. But you're coming from the, not only from the speaker side, but from the practitioner, right? From the practitioner side, after spending hours on your keyboard and your team, and leading true agency life, and capturing the results that are needed to really showcase what you have on stage. Isn't that right?
Absolutely, 100%. I like things that are practical, Danny. I like things that you can take, implement, and see some results. I don't like to just be motivating people and just energizing them, and then nothing happens afterwards. So I like talking to practitioners, people that are ready to implement whatever they're learning, and not just be paralyzed and not know what to do. So when you become a practitioner, there's so much opportunity out there, and that's the main thing that you have in place in this environment. That you have to be getting things implemented. Whatever you're learning in the world of business, just getting implemented. So I'm going to be talking a lot about that. It's how to become a practitioner, and what are the things that you can get done that are the opportunities in the world of ManyChat and the world of marketing in general.
Sure thing, sure thing. And you said something along the lines as it's been a special year, but then you said it with a certain smirk, right? Because there were a lot of challenges to overcome that made it a special year. Why don't you elaborate a little bit about the opportunities that came about those challenges?
Well, to give you an idea, what do I mean by special for me? Well, it's been a lot of increase in revenue overall, and increase in attention. And that's the opportunity that was presented in social media, because there was just common sense, Danny. One of the things that as a successful entrepreneur, marketer, you need to have in place is just being able to observe what's happening. And it's what we call common sense. There were more people that were at home. There was more people with more time, and they were all resorting to social media. So I put myself there. And at the same time, all these retail companies were collapsing, and you had all these closures, the Gymborees, the Pier 1 Imports, the Chuck E. Cheese, JC Penney's, Nordstrom's, all these companies that have been falling off a cliff. So e-commerce stepped in, marketing in these platforms stepped in. So I leveraged these platforms, Danny, and I just went really deep. To give you an idea, to a particular brand that I manage every day. It's a brand that I own called Natural Slim. That brand, we have been steadily growing for 10 years now, consistently growing. And I was working on building my dad. He's the brand. He's a personal brand here. We have a YouTube channel with like over 3 million subscribers, a Facebook page with millions of followers, ManyChat channel with over 1 million people that are subscribed to it. So we've been building that for a while. Revenue-wise, we went from a few years ago, let's say 2018, internationally, we did 15 million. And then in 2019, we went up quite a bit, and we went to 21 million. And then in 2020, we are on track to break 50 million in the year.
Wow.
So wow. It's not like a small explosion that we had, or like, an uptick. We exploded. The content went viral. Our ManyChat audiences expanded by leaps and bounds. Another thing that Danny, you're in the world of ManyChat quite a bit, so I mean, you have the coffee cup, the ManyChat coffee cup, right? So you're deep into
But
it. You don't get that
a little
call unless
bit.
you're deep into the world of ManyChat, right? So a lot. I've been seeing a lot of people complain about the Facebook Messenger rules, and I'm sure
Yeah.
you have been seeing that too.
Oh yeah.
How Messenger is no longer an opportunity, and Messenger, I knew it was going to die, and Messenger is becoming the next email marketing. Whatever they say, all these doubters and Debbie Downers and these people that are generally negative people, and they use these things as excuses to explain away their own failures. In not being
Wow.
able to capitalize on an opportunity, instead of being on that particular side of the instead of being on that team, Danny, I jumped on the what's the opportunity here? Okay, let's think about it for a
Yes.
second. Well,
Yes.
Messenger is no longer a standalone marketing channel. Simple. Messenger cannot be used as a individual marketing channel. You have to use it in combination with. Still today,
Sure.
2020, I can tell you that messenger marketing is probably one of the most powerful things that you're gonna be a part of. There's a few reasons for that, and obviously you guys are gonna learn a lot on the conference. I will teach you some stuff about that. There are people that are gonna get on stage that are not gonna necessarily be teaching you ManyChat. I will be teaching some ManyChat. I mean, there's people like Damon John that absolute god, genius in the world of business, which obviously I've helped him. We're responsible for building his ManyChat bot, which is something that I'm really proud of. But he's not
Nice.
going to be teaching you ManyChat. Yeah.
Right.
The Damon John bot was built by us, and it's a beautiful bot. If you guys ever want to check it out, m.me/the shark Damon. You can check it out. It's a beautiful machine that provides a lot of value and educates people. And it's Damon John's Messenger channel. Uh, the point is that you guys are going to come and learn a lot of different strategies on conversations. But what I have myself focused on is using ManyChat. And again, full disclosure, I am not an investor in ManyChat. I don't have an interest in them making more money. I'm not making any money with you guys going and signing up. So I'm telling you, me as a marketer, this is me, the founder of an agency with staff and the top performing agency, ManyChat, and an established marketer that talks about the world of marketing in our environment. I'm telling you, ManyChat continues to be one of those massive marketing waves. And I am on board because I believe in the jockey that's riding this horse, and I believe in the team they have, and they keep on evolving. So when they
Yeah.
made changes and everybody was complaining, I immediately looked at what these changes were, and I jumped all over them. So ManyChat became a lead generation machine for me, and messenger marketing was the easiest way to bring them into this machine. Still today, I can tell you messenger is the easiest, seamless way to generate a prospect and to bring them into your world. But any of you guys that are listening to this, no matter what you're doing, if you're not figuring out how to extract while they're coming into your world their phone numbers and their emails, you're missing out. You're ignoring the opportunity 100%.
Right.
If all you're doing is, oh, this is simple, I want to generate subscribers on Messenger, you're not really marketing on ManyChat. You're not taking
Right.
advantage of the platform. So I went all in. So for example, one strategy that I put together, which you guys are going to get some more details on this on the Conversations Conference. Hopefully you guys are going to that one. But I put together a 7-step system. One strategy, which I can give you a little peek into, is we created something called a humanitarian campaign, in which we're giving something of value, like real value, not just like a one-page printed PDF that you say is worth $1
Right.
million, right? You know, something of real value. We are making the strategy going viral. So we had one strategy that we ran for 6 weeks, and it took an existing ManyChat channel from 10,000 people to 220,000 people in a matter of 6 weeks with $0 in advertising. That's a powerful statement, right? It's not that I actually invested my life savings on the strategy to generate leads. 10,000 people multiplied similar to like what the coronavirus has done in this world. And we went from 10,000 to 220,000 people in a matter of 6 weeks. And there's a strategy for it that I use,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about 220,000 subscribers on Messenger, 150,000 phone numbers, 160,000 emails with one single marketing strategy. So that's a
Wow.
sneak peek right there, Danny.
Oh, you better believe I'm going to be all over that one. I got the super fan pass, so I'm not going to miss the live. But if I did, I will usually go back to the. I was reviewing the other day the conference from last year and the content. So you better believe I'm going to be bookmarking that one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any doubts about what messenger marketing can do for your business, there you had it. A $50 million brand that a top performing award winning agency has built. So, those statistics, those accolades are remarkable. And I congratulate you and the entire team at AGM. Tell us a little bit about your agency and just steer a little bit about agency life, because now you have a powerhouse of an agency serving brands across the world. And what kind of advantages and challenges you may share with, for instance, someone who has an agency inside of the United States or outside, who is bilingual like you, who is in Latin America?
Huge opportunity on that, Danny. The bilingual market, if you guys heard the brand that I own called Natural Slim, we service the Latin population. We actually don't pay any attention to the English speaking part of the world. We have been so busy with that side of the world. My dad, his name is Suarez. We have been delivering content to the world of Latin America for years. We have a content channel called Metabolismo TV. I am really, really deep into the Latin American world. There's 50 million Latin American people living in the US. There's hundreds of millions of Latin people all over the world. This is a really powerful audience right here. So no matter who you are, paying attention to this market is a very, very good golden opportunity. And whenever I have an opportunity to have a client of mine dive into it, part of it, I push on that because, for example, the Latin people in the US, Danny was saying at the beginning of our call that he talks fast and I talk fast. We're like high energy people. We're high energy, and the people that are in the Latin American people of the US, we're like high energy people, very, very passionate, and also we are spenders. The people over here in the US, they have no problem opening up their wallets and giving a marketer, a brand money, because that's how we operate. We are spenders. So Latin America is an opportunity. So no matter what your market is, there is an opportunity for that. And I think it's going to be one of the most important markets for any brand to penetrate over the next several years, because it's growing fast and it's something to pay attention. So no matter who you are, whether if you own an agency, I can tell you, I have not had a chance to dive into that world. I have a marketing agency called Attention Grabbing Media, AGM Marketing, and we service all kinds of people. We got social media influencers like Dr. Eric Berg, who's a ketogenic diet king. We have like celebrities like Nancy Cartwright. She's the voice of Bart Simpson. We have very famous musicians. Yeah, we have one of the top most famous musicians of all time in the world of jazz, Chick Corea. He's on our agency. So we're really busy handling all kinds of accounts. We also have a lot of e-commerce accounts. Obviously, we do ManyChat for all these accounts. That's why we're the top performing agency. We do a lot of Amazon ranking strategy for Amazon brand owners. And so we do a lot, but I haven't penetrated that Latin market. So if you guys are looking for a good opportunity as an agency, there's a lot of opportunity for you guys to penetrate that particular side of the world, because our services right now are more important than ever. If marketing was important in January 2020, I can tell you right now in October 2020, marketing is 100 times more important. It's common sense again. why is marketing so important right now? Because the economy in trouble, the way it is right now, with all this inflation, because it's really, guys, this whole supposedly stable economy, it's really manufactured. There's trillions of dollars that have been printed by the government so we can actually survive. It's not real production. This will inevitably catch up to us. So there is a situation here that needs to be confronted. It's the reality of what something like this can cause around the world has not been taken into account yet. What happens in this environment right now, consumer sentiment changes quite a bit. People in a bad economy are skeptical, and before they open up their wallets to give you their hard-earned dollars, they think about it. Sometimes twice, sometimes 5 times, sometimes too much. But in a good economy, people don't question. They just buy stuff, no matter what, because they have one thing that we all are looking for. And that one thing is called security. They need stability. They need security. They need something that is going to make them feel that it's okay for them to spend that money, because next Friday or next Monday, payroll comes in and I'm going to get my steady paycheck as usual. If you don't have that in place, if there's insecurity, 20% unemployment rates like in the US and all these other factors, people hold back. So marketing becomes that much more important, because when you have the right strategy in place, people tend to, when they see you, recognize you. They have seen you, you have provided value. So by the time that you present an offer, whether that is to become an agency client, or whether that is to buy a product or find more information about a service, they're going to determine if they connect with you at the next level of engagement based on any interaction that they've had with you up to that point. If they haven't seen your face before, no matter how attractive your product is, no matter how good looking you are, they are going to be skeptical over you. And that's the main difference between a bad economy and a good economy. And for you guys to keep in mind. So this is the perfect time. I'm really an optimist, guys. I can tell you, I'm not trying to be negative over here, but you as a marketer, that if you own a business, you have to become a marketer. You as a marketer, as an agency owner, as whatever, you need to go all in into understanding marketing and understanding marketing platforms like ManyChat, which are tools that 5 years ago we couldn't even dream about, and they're here and we can use them, and they're absolutely amazing and simple to use.
I totally agree, and I have 2 pages with scribbling notes, because what you're putting together, what you're talking about, is true wisdom right now. Tell us, there's so many things we can talk about, but I'm just like picking the top 3 now. I know you have a busy schedule for the week. And so tell us a little bit about Black Friday. So a lot of e-commerce brands like you and I are involved with are looking forward to Black Friday, because it's historically been one of the top spending weekends, undoubtedly. So what's going to be different about this Black Friday? Because a lot of things have changed, not just in the ManyChat dynamics when it comes to terms of service, but in the world at large. So there's different types of attention. How is Black Friday going to be different this year than last? And a little bit of predictions where chat marketing is heading now, with talks about WhatsApp and Insta.
Wow, I can't wait. Danny, I don't know if you remember Michael Yang's presentation last year. I'm sure you do. Do you?
Of course.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
So I expect something similar. So you guys got to get ready for that, because I think that he's probably going to find a way to outdo the last presentation. And that's a lot, because last year they introduced multi-channel and this whole ability to send a broadcast via text and email and messenger and conversations that are interconnected. The things that they launched last year was incredible in 2019. So I'm expecting some big announcements on that. I don't think I'm going to get disappointed. So you guys should all be excited about that, because the cool thing about how he does these announcements is that he announces them, and then the same day we can get into action right away. So we're going to be like trigger happy, ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Because it could be, I mean, there could be WhatsApp integration coming up any day now. It could happen. Instagram direct messaging integration,
Yeah.
as you guys might have heard, it happened 6 months ago or maybe 9 months ago that Facebook started talking about the interaction between these platforms and making them all like centralized and having the ability to have a person on Instagram DM message somebody on Messenger, and then somebody on Messenger messaging WhatsApp. That's the direction that they're going, and you just imagine that for a second, because it's going to happen. This is my a bold prediction that I have. I've had this prediction for a long time already, and it's something that just makes sense, Danny. And usually when you look at it and it makes sense, it happens. All these things eventually occur because it's only logical that they get it done. Imagine ManyChat being able to, of course, you're doing strategies that now not only are you using Messenger, but you're using Instagram DM and you're using WhatsApp. And down the line, which I don't know how close we are on this, but also even for iPhone users, iMessage. So just imagine as you're building a conversation, the ability to send unique messages to people on these different platforms with an
I think we lost Manuel. Hopefully he'll come back on the live. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. One of the top agencies here locally. And Manuel is just messaging me saying that he'll be right with us. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Take a minute to write or type your questions here in the bottom of this video, and I will get to them during the live, or either Manuel or I will get to them on the replay later on. So I hope that you guys got your tickets for the ManyChat conference 2020 this year. It's going to be a 3-day event virtually, of course. We're going to have Damon John, which is, as you heard it, one of the sharks at Shark Tank, and Manuel and his team has built the chat automation system for that personal brand powerhouse that he is. Neil Patel will be with us as well. It's the second time that that he's going to be joining us. Molly Pittman, the CEO of Smart Marketer, she works closely with Ezra Firestone, another powerhouse of e-commerce. Stan Chunovsky is going to be joining us as well. He is the VP of Messenger in Facebook. So he's a special guest, guys, because Facebook doesn't really accept invitations to other conferences unless, of course, it's their own. So that is how close of a relationship the guys at ManyChat have with Facebook. So also Ryan Dice, CEO and founder of Digital Marketer. Of course, he is going to be joining us for the second time. He was with us at Conversations 2018. His keynote was amazing. I still have the notes. Actually, this is Conversations 2018. So a lot of those golden nuggets are still here. As you can tell, I'm hoarding these golden nuggets as we approach the third annual ManyChat conference, Conversations 2020. So Manuel is restarting his computer. Hang out with us because we have 2 more questions with Manuel. He's restarting his computer because it crashed. Billie Jean, I've never heard Billie Jean speak at a conference or a virtual summit. I am eager to hear him speak because I know what he's done with that brand. Billie Jean is marketing, so I'm eager to find out what kind of nuggets I can gather from his presentation. Other speakers. So of course, every year there are a ton of speakers. We also will have some ManyChat practitioners who have been so active in the community since the beginning, really. So we're going to have Mackenzie Lieberman, We're gonna have, of course, Manuel Suarez. He is going to be rejoining us here soon. We're gonna have Troy Johnston. Troy has built an amazing community there with seller tools, and he's gonna be talking about very likely about Amazon build outs and e-commerce strategies. Trilce Hiron is going to be joining us as well. She is a leader in the Latin American community. Shout outs to everyone there at the Spanish speaking teams. And who else is going to be? Let's see. Oh, Matt Leeds. Matt Leeds, third time speaker. Third time speaker. He actually has some really cool case studies that I hope that he gets a chance to show us. Um, and Paul Barone will also be there. Paul is an expert in his niche. Let's see what Paul's title is. Okay, I don't have the title here on this page, but and a lot of other personalities that you love from the ManyChat community. Angela and Amberly. Amberly is from Australia. She's going to be joining us as well. Katia Dominguez from the Platinum Group is going to be representing our group, of course. And guys, go to conversationsconference2020.com to see the entire lineup there. Natasha Takahashi is another one of the speakers that I'm looking forward to their session. She's built an amazing brand with School of Chatbots. Kelly Mirabella, of course, she is one of the most active personalities in the ManyChat group, and she's also has spoken at the ManyChat conference multiple times. So I hope, guys, that you have an idea now of what the power of messenger marketing and automation can do for your brand. This is not a fad. This is here to stay. In fact, VPs of the messenger platform at the ManyChat conference in 2018 said, and I was in the front row taking notes, they said, messenger marketing is here to stay, and ManyChat is our preferred chatbot partner. So rest assured that messenger marketing is here to stay, and you are in the forefront. It's still very early in the game. The platform, the industry is still evolving, and there lies opportunity. There lies a wave that that you and I can ride until as far and wide as we can, especially for bilingual folks uh, around the world. We're gonna wait a few more minutes and see if Manuel is able to join us or rejoin us. He already spent about 40 minutes with us, invested about 40 minutes with us. So we truly appreciate his time here tonight. We had to reschedule a couple of times because our schedules kind of didn't pan out, but I was so glad to be able to carve some time here today because, as you can tell, he's really passionate, he's really committed, and he is one of the speakers that is also a practitioner. He's not just teaching theory, he is actually teaching strategy, which is what's going to get you from point A to point B without getting in trouble. Okay, guys, make sure to catch Manuel's session at Conversations 2020 along with all the other speakers, guys. We're going to be checking out, and it appears that Manuel had some tech difficulties, but we were able to spend some time with top performing agency last year. This year, he might take another one of those awards just because he is just so active and so providing the results necessary. And there he goes. He is going to join us again. Awesome. Cool. Let's do it. Hello, Manuel. You are muted still.
Okay, Danny, did we pause for identification?
I didn't pause. I just kept talking and improv. So I think that we're good. Let's just continue our conversation. Things like this happen, and we're always prepared for these sort
Oh
of things.
man.
I've had a once a live. I was doing a live in the outdoors, and a flying object, a bug, just flew in my mouth during a live. So so we've been through things like this.
All right. Well, okay, good. So it killed the flow because I was about to spit out gold and now I lost it. Just kidding. Just
No,
kidding.
we were,
We'll
yeah,
get it
no,
back.
okay, great. So, yeah, no, we were talking about the opportunity that lies, in this, in this wave. So we were talking about the rumors of, official rumors of WhatsApp joining, the messaging game with Messenger and the DMs on Instagram, and what that
Yeah.
might represent for an agency for a Latino market.
I can tell you one thing. I'm going to be sitting down in in that conference, in that seminar by Michael, on the front stage, on the front row, paying attention because that one is going to be. I can't wait to see what they put together. Hopefully, it's quite massive. But that's. I was just explaining how. Just picture that for a second. Like right now, I can tell you that when we did, I don't know how long you've been doing ManyChat, but I go way back to the beginning stages of the platform, and I thought it was like the most incredible thing. It was so like unreal how we could build conversations and flows and drag and drop an image there, and that was so cool. We didn't really think about how it would end up being a multi-channel platform that you can do email marketing in, that you can do text messaging marketing, and you can do all those things. So imagine what's going to keep on the world of marketing keeps on presenting to us a roadmap that all we got to do is pay attention and learn and then get into execution, which is my obsession, Danny. My obsession is to ride the waves of marketing because these waves are happening with or without you. So,
Sure.
there's a platform that develops a new opportunity. Well, you want to jump all over that. Chat marketing, it's here to stay for a while. Text messaging for us is such an important platform. So the ability to have this all within ManyChat, I predict ManyChat becoming more of a CRM over the years. So we can actually manage everything on the platform itself. They still got a lot of work to do on the platform, but I see them moving really fast. And I can see this being a big part of their concentration, just being a central location for you to bring in your identities and manage all your sequences on email and all your multi-channel content and all your communication on Messenger. I think that's going to be the direction that ManyChat is going to be headed towards. So we don't. I'm sure that down the line they want to compete against all these big boys, the Constant Contacts, the Fusionsoft, the Active Campaigns, the Mailchimp. They're going to try to earn their right to compete with these big boys right there to be a standalone CRM on its own. They come already pretty deep into that world already, like the ability to give us data e-commerce wise as to what your uh, audiences are helping you generate e-commerce wise. It's quite something. Like right now, if you set up correctly the ManyChat code on your e-commerce channel, ManyChat is going to tell you how much money is being generated from what you're creating inside ManyChat. And that includes your text messaging campaign, your email campaigns, your messenger campaign. And that's something that, for example, a platform like Klaviyo, which is it's an e-commerce email marketing platform, they have done that. They mastered that subject. If you guys wanted to know who's the king of email marketing for e-commerce platforms, it's really Klaviyo. They have done that better than anybody else. So ManyChat is going to try to get closer to that particular performance, and they're gonna make sure that they take a good share of this particular market right here, and integrating with WhatsApp and Instagram and making chat marketing more omnipresent across all these platforms is definitely going to be a big part of what their goals are. If you ask me what is the thing that I did to get so much expansion in this last year,
Yeah.
I went really deep into the ManyChat world, Danny. Like with this whole multi-channel thing, like we have 50% of our sales in Natural Slim are consultants over the phone, and 50% of the sales are e-commerce. Well, we have built this world with ManyChat of text messaging, email marketing, messenger marketing, depending on the rules and the 24-hour rules and the interaction, and then also making ManyChat and Messenger the top of the funnel. That's something important to know. It is the top
Sure.
of the funnel. I bring
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
from Facebook. I bring them from
Yeah.
all the different places into ManyChat to give them some value. And then I nurture, 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 and then I lead them towards my conversion path along the way. So that's been the driver.
I love a lot of what you said. It seems that ManyChat has a really good relationship with Facebook, isn't that right? They're gonna have one of the top executives from Messenger here for the second time. You just asked me, how long I've been building bots, and it's this journey started in summer 2017 when we didn't have a flow builder, right? It was quite different, but so they had this they had two in 2018, two executives from Facebook, right? And they told us, you guys are 1% of the 1%. And that's when that cool toy that I was toying with became real to me. And so they're having this year again one of the VPs for Messenger from Messenger coming to the conference. It seems that they have a really good relationship, because even one of the rules that was supposed to change in January, they pushed it forward to like March. Isn't that right?
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. So they have a lot of data that it's based on their relationship with the guys internally. So that's really good. I'm excited to hear that particular seminar too. See what they have for us, and what's the
Yeah.
overview, the bird's eye picture in the world of Messenger. So I
Yeah.
think we still got a long runway to dominate with this marketing platform right here, Danny, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And in closing, so you are definitely one of my top picks to not miss this year. Who is one of your top picks this year not to miss among this star-studded lineup?
Wow, I always love listening to Damon John. That's He's such a rock star, such a story, such an incredible
Mhm.
guy to listen to, especially if you want to get business acumen and increase your own
Yeah.
skill as an entrepreneur. That's something that I'm looking forward to myself. I already said Michael Yang. I want to hear what Mike has to say. That's
Yeah.
always also aligning with launches that he's going to announce to the world and improvements to the platform. So I can't wait to hear that. I want to
Yeah.
hear Billy Jean. I want to see what Billy has to say. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
an interesting part of conversations. First time speaker in conversations.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting to hear his angle, his marketing angle. I know his marketing. He's not a ManyChat expert per se, but interested to
Yeah.
see what he has to offer. It's a great agency for sure. Let's
Yeah.
see what else. What's your favorite, Danny? What are you looking forward to yourself? Give me some tips.
Yeah, well, Ryan Dice is one of those guys that'll spit a lot of fundamentals, right? Like, again, not so much ManyChat or strategy within ManyChat, but he'll put together a presentation that is really good fundamentals for us to go and translate, into the flow builder, into the dynamics, into the psychology of the conversations that we put together, right? So Ryan Dice is always on top of my list, and of course the guys whom I never have heard speaking before. So Damon John, I mean, you see him in Shark Tank. You saw him at the webinar earlier a couple of months ago on the ManyChat channel. But I've never heard him, on an extended session like I imagine he's about to have. And of course, Billy Jean, right? So another guy that has built an empire, and also not a ManyChat person, but again, I'm eager to see the angle because last
Yeah.
year I've never heard you speak. I never heard you speak, and when I heard you, I'm like, man, you became like on my radar, and that's why I approached you, after your talk there last year. So yeah, for
You know,
sure. And
something that
Mike
I'll
Yang,
say.
Mike Yang's. Go ahead.
No, you say Mike Yang.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, during
Hey,
his
that's
during
why.
his keynote, during his keynote, of course, he's going to disclose some updates, and I don't know any of the updates he's going to disclose. So before you guys go and start messaging me privately, I know nothing about the updates. All I know that is that at the third day, I myself here at Dim Digital will have an announcement, but it has nothing to do with the updates internally within ManyChat. So I'm looking forward to what he has to say, and of course the updates that are going to be game changing.
Yeah. So something that that I hope that there's an improvement from last year, Danny. I think that the world, the public, the audience needs more ManyChat strategies, more ManyChat
Yes.
basics, what to do, how to
Yes.
draw, how to drag and drop, how to put here, how to, how to, a simple thing, for example, how to extract a phone number. Hopefully there's going to be a little bit more than
Yes.
that. I know that's not like mind-blowing speakers like Damon John, but still I think that's something that's will be very valuable to the world at large. Some people don't even understand the basics of extracting a phone number, something simple as that.
Yeah.
A user input and making sure that that user input is saved on the system field and basics like that, So that those are important basics to understand. Now, nothing that is not already out there that you can learn, but up-to-date training would be something that I would definitely love to see, just for the benefit of the audience, so they can get a lot
Sure.
more value. So, anyways, Danny,
Yeah.
going back to a question that you asked me that I didn't answer. You were talking
Okay.
about Black Friday and
Yes.
something that we can talk about that on that subject.
Yeah.
Here's something that I will tell you for all of you guys that are listening to this, watching this webinar, either live or replay. Um, Hot tip: it's October, as I'm recording this right now, October 5th. We still got a good solid month and a half until Black Friday. If you haven't accumulated phone numbers and emails yet, you will be in trouble, right? Because you're not going to be able to promote much because
Yeah.
of the Facebook rules. It's not
Sure.
Facebook's fault, it's your fault for not taking advantage of the multi-channel opportunities. Facebook is doing whatever they can to avoid becoming email marketing part two. They don't want to become a spam machine. I don't know if you guys know this, the history of the word spam. You should check it out. Just Google spam and look at the derivation and the origin of the word. And I thought it was something so funny because it goes back to a TV show, popular TV show that was going on, I believe, in the 80s. And there was a bunch of kids in the table of this TV show. I don't know anything about the TV show because I didn't watch it myself, but I studied the history of the word. And a bunch of kids were complaining about the food, and they were all banging the tables. We want spam. We want spam. And it was kind of like something funny. It was a joke that they were pulling off. That they hated this food, but they were still getting it, and it became equivalent or synonym with communication that we hate. So
Yeah.
Facebook has been trying to avoid becoming spam, and I understand that. And I have been pushing Facebook long enough to just trust their decisions and their view along the way, because they are more often
Mhm.
right than wrong, and they're doing it because
Mhm.
they're trying to make money. And how do they make money?
Sure.
They make money with us. They make money with us giving them money. If we don't give them money, they don't grow. As simple as that. Facebook is not trying to protect their audience. The only reason they're trying to protect their audience is because if they lose the audience, they
Yeah.
stop getting money from us, the advertisers.
Sure.
It's very
Sure.
logical what they're doing. So they're trying to
Sure.
protect the platform so the
Yeah.
people stay on the platform, and
Yeah.
advertisers and brands can keep on giving money to them. So,
Yeah.
Black Friday, what can you do to maximize this experience? Well, we're gonna break records. I can tell you that. In our case, we're gonna make sure that we crush any 2019 Black Friday numbers for e-commerce. I know it's gonna be like insane, and we're getting. I mean, we're in the middle of like bringing in temporary tents to our building so we can actually bring in all the inventory and be ready, because it gets really crazy for us.
Wow.
So how do you
Yeah.
get set up for this? If you haven't accumulated, if you're one of those old timer messenger marketers and you haven't accumulated phone numbers and emails and you haven't figured out an excuse to extract that information, like, hey, I want to make sure that I give you this document, but before I do, I want to confirm your number. Is this your number below? Just tap it if it is. Simple things like that. Or, hey, I want to send you
Yeah.
this document, but I need your email in order to do so. Can you please do information below? Is this your email below? Or, hey, I want to give you access to my mini course. You have to get creative and figure out an excuse. If you haven't done so yet, please put attention to this. Over the next 6 weeks or so, extract phone numbers, extract email addresses. And if you do that, you're not going to be effect of the 24-hour rule. You can actually communicate to your people as much as you want on email and text message. Of course, you have to pay to play because you have to pay to send text messages, you have to pay to send emails, but it is what it is. That's the world of marketing. That's what we live in right now. Sure. If you haven't done that, get started with that now. Don't wait for it. Now, let's say that you have done that and you got phone numbers and you got emails and you're thinking about next level strategies. Well, this is what you can do. There's something called OTN, which is one-time notifications. And they're very simple to set up. And if you get somebody to tap on it and say, yes, I want to get notified, you have just earned the right to promote the heck out of these people, any products that you have. So what you want to start doing now is in your broadcasting, start letting people know about the upcoming. So when somebody's coming into your world in ManyChat, whether that is through text message or through email or through Messenger, whatever the case may be, make sure that you're letting them know and start building up the excitement about your Black Friday specials, offers that are not going to be available at any other time. And you let them know that, hey, if you want to be notified, just click the button below and I'll make sure that you're notified on the day of Black Friday itself. If you do that, and if you do that consistently, you can actually have a big list to message at 90% open rates directly on Messenger, which is going to help you quite a bit during the Black Friday sales. That's something that you can actually get set up right now. If you, let's say that you're like, okay, so I already maxed out the broadcast and I can't do it anymore. Well, you know what you can do now? You're gonna have to set up a paid broadcasting and you're gonna do pay to play so you can message people outside the 24-hour window. And this can be done directly on ManyChat. If you don't have familiarity with the Facebook Business Manager, directly on ManyChat, there is an ad setup that you can connect your Facebook Ads Manager with it and then do it there. Or you can do it more on the, if you're connected with the Facebook advertising world and you like the Business Manager and you understand how to use it well, you go to Business Manager and you can set up your broadcast there, the paid promotion, and trickle it. Don't have to spend too much money, just trickle it over the next 6 weeks and invite people to get notified about your Black Friday deals. And when the time comes, you're gonna be able to hit go together with another billion marketers and businesses, but you are gonna have priority because you set up one-time notifications with these people. So you got to get started implementing that strategy.
That's right. And I'm going to have to watch this tape again because you just gave tips for 3 different scenarios, right? Preparing for Black Friday. So there you have it, guys. This guy doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk, and he gives powerful tips that you can implement right now. Like right now after this, you can implement these things. Remember, it's pay to play. Attention is in digital now, and a lot of players are going to invest in digital. Don't be left out, because if you're waiting for Wednesday to launch anything for that Thursday and Friday, you're way behind the game. You might as well wait for next year because you won't get any attention that way.
That's right. Not only that, Facebook might not even send out your broadcast if you don't get it coordinated early enough. ManyChat, prepare for it because it's going to get overloaded. If ManyChat had a tough time dealing with the volume last year, it's going to get tougher right now because ManyChat is at a whole different level. So you got to set up ahead. You got to set up early. I know on the Facebook advertising world, you have to set up really early and set up for approval because 24-hour approvals can turn into 3-day approvals for any advertising. So you got to set up really fast.
Yeah. So there you have it, guys. I hope that you took a lot of notes because I certainly did. 2.5 pages, and when I review the tape, it's probably going to be a couple of pages more because I'm getting ready to not only put these things into content but into action because that's how we find results, right? I definitely want to mimic some of the things that the big powerhouse agencies are doing in order to serve more brands around the world and with results, not just with theory. So thank you so much, Manuel. I'll definitely be in touch. You are 4 hours away. Next time I'm around the area, I'll shoot you a text message or something and see maybe we can catch up.
Absolutely, Danny. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. Muchas gracias.
All right.
Take care now.
All right, man.